Hey, welcome back to my kitchen. Thanks for being here. Today we're using phyllo dough to make two dishes, baklava and Spanikopita. I hope you'll stick with me. We're gonna start by making the baklava. So my oven is preheated to 325. The party that I'm having this weekend has a few dietary restrictions and one of them is nuts. So the nuts that have been cleared to not need to use an EpiPen are pistachios and cashews. First thing for this sauce is a cup of granulated sugar. I'm gonna put in a couple little spritzes of vanilla, a tiny little pinch of salt. It won't taste salty at all. Salt just helps to balance out the flavors of things that are very sweet. 2 tablespoons of Cointreau. 1, 2. Here, 3/4 of a cup of water, a half a cup of honey. And that goes in. Stirring to combine the ingredients. So over to the stove we go. Medium-ish heat and stir until the sugar is dissolved. Okay, sugar is dissolved. Heat goes down to between medium and low. And we're gonna turn a timer on for 4 minutes. The good smells are bringing out a couple of dogs. When you hear tippy-tappy, that's what you're hearing from these two. But back to the sugar. So this is what the sugar looks like as our timer goes off. It's nice and dark in color. It's foamed up a little bit. I have it on very, very low. I'm gonna turn the burner off, push it to the side, and leave it. We'll be back to that when the baklava has cooked. Now it's time to stop procrastinating. Using a tiny little food processor, you could also use a knife to chop up about a pound of nuts. This is 12 ounces, so I'm gonna do all of these, but a few. And then this is 8 ounces, so I'm probably gonna do, I don't know, half of these. Teaspoon of cinnamon, I'm just gonna measure in the palm of my hand, and we'll get that pulsing together. I'm looking for this to be pretty fine because these sheets of phyllo are so delicate that I don't want big chunky pieces of nuts. We've got some nuts that are a little bit bigger, some that are more of a fine powder. Pastry brush really makes things pretty easy. I think it's one of my favorite kitchen tools. I feel like I say that a lot. It's because the tools that I use are my favorite kitchen tools. If you're curious about what tools are helpful for even a beginner kitchen, let me know. I'd be happy to do a video about that. I've got some favorites that can make your life a lot easier. Well-greased baking dish. We want to have enough strength on the top and the bottom so that the baklava stays together. So we're gonna use about 10 sheets with butter between each layer on the bottom, and hope to have about 10 sheets with butter between each layer and on the top. And then in between, I think I'll probably use 2 sheets between each of the layers of baklava. Have a damp, clean kitchen towel to use in between your layers. You don't want it to dry out because it will start to crack. I'm going to gently open this up, cut it in half. I think about a half sheet would work pretty well for this 8 by 8. So it looks like it's about 13. What I'll do actually is just cut this in half and then kind of layer side to side in this baking dish. And I get to use my pizza cutter that way. So eyeball down the center. Cut in half, stack it up, layer in. Yeah, that pretty well covers the bottom of the baking dish. Enough butter to give it a little coverage. Layer 1 done. So I'm not being super precise here. I'm just kind of laying these layers down however they fall. And I do think I want to get this covered. So I'm just gonna lay the damp kitchen towel over most of my pile here and pull a couple out that I'm working with fastest. But I think I'm gonna stick at 8. I wanna get some of that mixture down into them. Okay, so on top, just a generous layer, covering the bottom. Ooh, all over the floor, treats for the dogs. Okay, on with the next layer. Butter. Now I think I'm gonna do just 2 layers in between. Okay, sprinkle on the bottom. So I've got about 10 sheets left here, I think. Yep, about 10. So I'm gonna use the last little bit of my filling. That worked out pretty well. I think I was a little heavy-handed on the filling to start, but that's okay. And now we just do the last 10 sheets. Final sheet. I'm gonna like wrinkle it up a little bit. I think that looks good. Flare. I had a quick clean and it's time to cut our baklava before it goes into the oven. So I'm gonna do in half and then in half again. Oh, it cuts quite easily actually with this sharp knife. That's great. In half and in half again. Okay, here we go. There it is, baklava. Our baklava is in the oven and it's smelling delightful in here. And I've just set us up to make the Spanikopita. A tablespoon of olive oil, and we're gonna take our this is probably like a cup and a half of red onion. And get that sauteing down. On to the rest of our herbs. We've got 3 green onions here. I've washed them. Just gonna cut the tips and the tails off. And then slice them up really thinly. That's good enough for me. Now we'll move on to our dill and our parsley. Beautiful. We're gonna zest a lemon that I should have zested before I cut in half. No problem. Now to crumble up some feta. This is about 8 ounces of feta. I better do a little bit of quality control. That salty, briny bite is what we're looking for. I remember when I was in Greece, one of my favorite things to order along with ouzo was called saganaki. And I think saganaki actually refers to the method of cooking, but for me, it just reminds me of this cheese that Greek folks would eat. And you basically fry the cheese and then you just eat fried cheese. I feel like a lot of cultures have their own version of that, but the Greek version has a very special place in my heart. Okay, we're all crumbled here. I'm gonna give my hands a wash and tend to the onions. Just trying to get these red onions translucent, sweated down, cooked a little bit. We're getting there. Next thing is to prepare our spinach. The key here though is to take as much water out of the spinach as we can. The purpose of that is so that it doesn't leak into your pastry when it cooks and make them either soggy or really throw off the consistency of the filling. So I'm just gonna lay my cheesecloth beside this bowl and then gather up all of the corners. Look at this. Look at all of that liquid. It's been draining there too for like 10 minutes. So look at all of the liquid I got from that spinach. And what was a full colander full is now a handful. So I'm gonna add it to the onions. So all I've done was add a big heaping teaspoonful of garlic, the rest of the herbs that we cut up, sauteed them for maybe 90 seconds. And here we go, we're cooked. So I've just transferred that mixture from my pan into my bowl here, and I'm stirring in the feta. Looks like we're all combined. Lemon juice, one final stir. There we go. Looks pretty good. It's very good. Time to set up to actually roll our little Spanikopita bundles. We're gonna cut this phyllo into strips. Do a couple at a time on this cutting board that are 2 sheets thick, and then we're gonna wrap them up into triangles. So a third. And another third. Okay, now we're gonna take a few of these. Let's see. Single sheets, cover, butter, another sheet on top, butter. Maybe Spanikopita is like pancakes, the first couple that you make. The chef just kind of has to pretend like it didn't happen. Okay, now we're gonna use like a teaspoonful. Now we roll. So I'm just rolling into a triangle, up on itself, back, up, back, up, back. And then I think we want to make sure this end will seal for us. I'm gonna actually freeze these. Since my dinner party isn't until Saturday and it's Thursday today, I want to make sure they're as fresh as possible. Nice. There's our timer on our baklava. I think it's done. It looks nice and golden brown. Time to pour over the sauce. Okay, we're back to making Spanikopitas. I was right in the middle of a layer. Another triangle, flip it on the long end. Another triangle, flip, triangle, flip, triangle. There you have. These guys I'm gonna freeze, and these guys I'm gonna pop in the oven. The oven's on 375. I'm gonna give all of them another baste with butter on top. I'm gonna cover the ones that I'm gonna freeze in plastic wrap, I think. I think that's my best bet. Right on this cookie sheet. Okay, those are all done. Okay, these three are gonna be our testers. They're going in the oven now. And these few, I'm gonna freeze. I've been trying to distract myself by doing dishes and it's not working. I gotta get into this baklava. Now, I think it will be better the longer that it sits here, but it's cool enough that I can pull one out. It's nice and crispy. I think it'll continue to get better and better the longer that it sits. I'm just gonna leave it. Apparently because the sugar content is so high, this will last for a long time. And if you want it to be a little bit more chewy, I can go in the fridge. If not, I'll just put it in my pantry, but this is a winner. Oh, I hope the Spanikopita turns out that well. Just taking them out of the oven. They're still sizzling. They took exactly 20 minutes. So I'm just gonna cut into it and see what we're working with. Nice flaky pastry. Yeah, it looks really nice. Really nice. You can still see the steam coming off of them. I'm probably gonna burn the crap out of my mouth, but let's give it a try. Not for you, sir. Really good. I think I cooked them too long. They're a little bit too brown for me. The filling is great though. A nice little tasty appetizer treat. I think we've got a couple winners here. I would encourage you to try them. Thanks again for being here with me. I appreciate it. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. I'll look forward to seeing you back in the kitchen sometime soon.